What's good, YouTube gang? It's D-Byrd. I'm back here with another video. I know it's been a minute. I had a vacation that I went on. I didn't bring my equipment, and then came back tired from vacation. Was busy with work, but we got our first sports video up today. We're gonna finally do our playoff predictions for the NBA and start later today. I believe the first game is at 2 o'clock with the Timberwolves and Nuggets. So we're just gonna get right into it. I did a pick'em bracket challenge basically. So I'll go through the Eastern Conference first, and I'll just like work my way up. Now that the play-in is over, so we got the Sixers and the Celtics. I believe I had this at Celtics in 5 games. Um, Sixers are undermanned with no Joel, obviously. He had the appendix injury, obviously. And Celtics are kind of trending upward with Tatum coming back. He's finally, getting his legs under him and whatnot. So I think part of me really feels like this could be a sweep. But knowing the Boston Celtics, I think they're prone to giving away a game. I still think that they rely on too many threes sometimes. I haven't seen it lately because obviously this whole season they've been playing a different kind of brand of basketball without Tatum out there. But I think as long as they don't settle for threes, they should be okay. They still play great team basketball. They defend. They get on the fast break. You got Tatum, who's just going to keep getting healthy and healthier as he gets more games under him. Derek White's still there. Peyton Pritchard. Jaylen Brown knows a little bit banged up, but he's, for the most part, has been available. And then the Sixers, like I said, no Joel. You got Tyrese Maxey. Paul George just came back. He had a good game in the play-in as well against Orlando, that first play-in game. So I think they'll still put up a fight, obviously. I just don't know if it'll be enough to last for a whole series. And then we're moving on from that. You got Knicks and Hawks. The Hawks have been playing really, really, really good since they traded Trae Young. And this Knicks team, yes, they're in the playoffs, but they're not the same Knicks team that we're accustomed to seeing these last couple years under Tom Thibodeau. Mike Brown's their coach now, and the word on the street is like if they don't make it to the finals, then, or at least the conference finals, then this is going to be there's going to be some drastic changes coming to that organization. A lot of people think Giannis will be the move. There's rumors that he wants to go there. So you're looking at guys like Karl Anthony Towns, like Michael Bridges, might get packaged for a player like that. I think the key to this, I do think the Knicks are going to win. I think I have Knicks in 6, but I think the key for them winning the series is Karl Anthony Towns. He has to be a force in that paint. He has to rebound, has to defend, can't settle for threes. Brunson is going to be Brunson. You know that they defend, but Atlanta, like they have a lot of length on their team that they can throw at Jalen Brunson for sure, since he's an undersized guard. So the Knicks have to make sure they help him out on offense for sure. And then going up from that, we got Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors. I have Cleveland in 5. Truthfully, they have more firepower. They're a lengthy team too, with Mobley and Jared Allen. And then you got Donovan Mitchell and obviously James Harden running the show. They got couple shooters on their team as well too. I think Mobley is the key factor in this game. I would say as long as everybody comes to play, they should be able to get this series up and out the way. I'm going to give Toronto a game. I know that the atmosphere that they have up in Toronto is it's not a shoe-in to go up there and play in Toronto. But I think if Cleveland comes and handles their business, they could get it out in 4. But if not, I got Cleveland in 5. And then Detroit Pistons and the Magic. This can be a very, very, very physical game series for sure. I got Detroit in 4. I got them sweeping, but Cade is back healthy. And the Magic, I just feel like you just don't know what you're going to get from them. All season, it's been that way. Going into the season, I thought they would be a top 5 seed. I feel like the last couple years, they were, being competitive. They added Desmond Bain in the offseason, and they were in the play-in. They got smoked in the first play-in game by the Sixers, and then they turned around and just smoked the Hornets last night. And I think the difference is the Hornets don't have no big men, no paint presence, and that's literally what they did last night against the Hornets. They just played more physical, got to the paint, and just dominated down there, and also hit some shots. But this is like another version of the Bad Boy Pistons with Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart, and all those boys. They play defense. They're not going to be able to get away with some of the stuff they got away with against Charlotte. So I got the Pistons in four in that one. And then moving on from the first series, I got the Pistons and Cavs. I think I got Detroit in 6 with that one as well too. Mainly because I just haven't been sold on the Cavs. This team, this core, I haven't been sold on. Even last year when they were winning all those consecutive games in a row, I think they had the first seed last year too, something like that. Like they still got bounced out. Like I'm just not too sold on that team. They will have to. I got to see it to believe it. Basically, when it comes to the Cavaliers, and we go down Celtics, Knicks, a rematch from last year. That was a series last year where Celtics should have won that game, and that goes back to what I was saying. Like they give away games. I think they had like two games where they were up 20 and they let the Knicks come back and win. They obviously had the game where Tatum towards Achilles too, so he was out for the rest of that series. But it's only for like a game or two. I'm correct. So I do think this year Celtics come back, get a little revenge, and beat them. I got Celtics in 6 in that series, and then they'll move on to play the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I have the Celtics in 6 in that series. I just think the championship pedigree is going to kick in at that point. Joe Mazzulla is a very, very good coach. JB Bickerstaff, probably, coach of the year. So this is a good matchup as well, especially when you talk about rosters too. Both teams like to play defense. They got some young guys on the team that can, go head to head with one another. But I'm going to give the edge to Boston in that one, and they'll advance to the finals. And then from there, the Western Conference Finals, I guess we'll just start at the bottom. I got Spurs and the Trailblazers. And with them, I got the Spurs sweeping. I'm not going to even, play around with that one. They're going to get them up out of here pretty quickly. I think if the Trailblazers lose that, I think, that could help the Bulls, with their, one of their picks as well too. So I got Spurs in 4 and moving up, Denver and Minnesota. This was a tricky one for me because Minnesota has played Denver really, really good in the past. I know Anthony Edwards is kind of banged up, so I don't know exactly. I didn't get a good sample size of him towards the end of the season to see how well he was playing going into the playoffs. So I'm not really sure what type of version of him I'm going to get. But I know I have Denver winning the first game today at least. I do think I have it going 5 games. It could definitely go 6 or the distance if Ant is back to his regular self and he can play. Because I just don't think anyone on Denver can really guard him. But I got Denver in 5 on that one. And then we got to go up to my Lakers and the Houston Rockets. This can go either way. It really just feels like it's LeBron versus KD. And truth be told, the winner, this series, they're just playing for a delayed vacation because they're going to go against the Thunder right after this and probably get swept most likely. But I got Lakers in 5, I believe. It's just crazy that oldest player in the league is still the last one standing and the most available when you're, as an organization, the guys you're trying to pivot to and go in a new direction with, Luka, Austin Reeves, when you need them the most, they're not there. And the guy you're trying to somewhat run out is the only one there giving you a glimmer of hope. So I do have the Lakers. I do think this is going to be a fun series to watch just because it's Bron and KD for maybe the last time for sure. Houston started playing better towards the end of the season, but throughout the season, it just seemed like it was just KD and nobody. And right now you got LeBron and the crew and KD and his crew. So those two will go head to head, and then everybody else around them, whoever steps up will help, win this series. But I'm gonna go with the Lakers, for sure. Houston, they are prone to blow a lot of leads, especially late. Blow a lot of leads, and also late in the game, just don't come through in the clutch. So I'm gonna take the Lakers in 5 on that one, and then Thunder and Suns. I'm taking the defending champs in 4 for sure, and just go from there. And then second round, Thunder and Lakers. I got them sweeping. Don't know if Luka or Austin Reeves will be back at that point in time, but even if they are, that was the game where both of them got hurt against them a couple weeks ago. OKC plays physical on defense. They at times get away with a lot, but at the end of the day, it's playoff basketball, so the intensity just ramps up. So it's like if they were getting away with some of that stuff in the regular season, God only knows what they're gonna, get away with in the playoffs. And they also have most likely the back-to-back MVP on their team. So Shea, SGA, and the crew. I think they have that championship like pedigree now. Now that they got the championship under their belt, they kind of know what to do in these playoffs from a series basis. So I got them in 4, sweeping the Lakers in the second round. Then we got Spurs and Denver, which I think will be a very fun series. I have this one going 7, and I got the Spurs winning. Something tells me that this is going to be a coming out party for Wemby. I feel like he lives for moments like this, and I think this is when he kind of cements himself as like he's, somebody that they can look at going forward as a face in the league. And I feel like he's going to like walk into that in this playoffs this year. I just think that they have a lot of young guys. They got Wemby, obviously. And then with Denver, you got Jokic, Jamal Murray. I just don't think they're as deep of a team as when they had their championship run. But they're still a fairly deep team as well, too. I just think Jokic and Wemby are probably going to go back and forth. And then you just got to see what everybody else does around them and see where the chips may fall. But I like Wemby as a two-way player as well, too. Probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year for sure. And I think the Spurs are going to pull that off in 7. And then I have them going to play the defending champs, OKC. They played them pretty good this year in the regular season. Wemby definitely has Chet's number. And I do think this series goes 7 as well, too. I think it goes 7. And I think Wemby just kind of just builds on, kind of just galvanizes everybody else around him. And they show up to play. I think this is going to be that's going to be a very, very, very good series as well, too. And I got Spurs in 7. Repeating is hard in any sport. Football, basketball, no matter what it is, it's a hard thing to do. And you're going the distance and back-to-back seasons playing a lot of games. So I got the Spurs. Thunder aren't going to be no slouch. Obviously, they got to go up in there and earn it. And OKC has home court advantage. So there's that. And then in the finals, I got Spurs and I got Celtics. I got the Spurs in 6. And the only thing that alarms me about that series is the Celtics don't have a big, let alone someone that can even go toe-to-toe with Wemby. But then again, not many people do. He's like the tallest player in the league, but at least against like Denver, Jokic is a bigger body. He can kind of wear him down a little bit. He's going to give you points, assists, and rebounds. He's going to fill the stat sheet. Where I guess the Celtics, they don't really have a big to even, you know, counter whatever Wemby's going to do. The one thing I will say about Wemby is I think a player of his size and his talent, he should be able to get any shot he wants on the court. But sometimes I feel like a lot of these bigs, they just settle for threes. And if he gets mismatches, if he knows a team doesn't have a big, he can just go down there in the paint and just get whatever he wants. And I expect him to do that against Portland. I expect him to do that. He should be able to do it on a nightly basis at the end of the day, whether they have a big or not, because he's Wemby. But yeah, I do think the Spurs will um, get the chip this year in 6 games. I think that's what I had, and that'll be a wrap for the NBA season. I think I'll probably do another video after this. Probably do some award predictions for the NBA, and I am going to try to get a NFL round 1 like mock draft up before next Thursday for sure too. And then I also got to continue going through the Jay-Z discography. But I'll get this uploaded, and we'll see you guys next time.